Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. लर्नाटी इज दिव्यांका सिन्हा और आज हम करने जा रहे हैं क्लास 10th का फर्स्ट चैप्टर, वो भी इकोनॉमिक्स का डेवलपमेंट. सो what do you mean by development? Many of you may say that development for us is that we can get all the electronic devices, our personal phones, our personal laptops and more. Many of you may also think, even more eventually girls, that development for us are like we also get freedom like boys. We also get freedom like our fathers. Many of you may think that development for us means lower hours of school and less homework and more days of holidays. And some of you may think that paper cutting is too much bad for our environment, so we should give exams online. These are your thinkings about development? If yes, then do comment me in the comment box. So, but what do you basically understand by the term development? In previous classes, you studied a subject called artificial intelligence. In that, you also studied about SDG goals. What are that? They are sustainable development goals that are given by UN in 2015 that should be achieved by all the countries that are in their SDG goal development program to achieve it by 2030, leaving no one free. In that, they talk about so many developmental ideas. There were 7 goals for them. For us also, we have to achieve it by 2030. So there you also saw so many developmental ideas like clean water and sanitation, zero hunger, no poverty. These are also some national level developments. So now let's start our chapter, and now we will understand what development actually is. So now I told you many aspects of development in day by day life of ours. Now let us see what does this means in economics. So the meaning of development is a branch of economics that focuses on improving the economies of developing countries. So in economics, it means to develop our countries, maintain more health facilities, educate more and more people, and also encourage our income factors and also encourage entrepreneur. Development economics consider how to promote economic growth in such countries by improving factors like health, education, working condition, domestic and international policies and market conditions. To grow our economies, to grow our income, we need international policies and market conditions. So, the factors that we need to improve in our country to get developed are the health, education, working conditions, domestic and international policies, and market conditions. So, now let us see what happens next. It examines both macroeconomic and microeconomic factors relating to the structure of developing economy and how that economy can create effective domestic and international growth. So from the minimum to the maximum, they relate all the conditions to grow the domestic and international growth of a country. So now let us move forward. So different development goals, I also give you example for you. You may think that we should get less homeworks, lower hours of school days, and more time of fun, more holidays. These are your developmental goals. But what type of developmental goals do a landless rural liberal think? He will only think about more days of work, better wages, economic and social equality. This we have studied in the last year chapter also. In history, see, SST is a subject in which all its types are connected. In history, we read about it in the Russian Revolution chapter, like people want better wages, more days of work, and more things also. Equality also they want. So the development that is needed by a landless rural laborer is this type of one. And what if there is a rich person? Do you also think the same? Give an example. I am giving you an example. Think Mukesh Ambani wants to get better wages. Do you like that? He already has so much money. Then why do he need some more money? So for a rich person, developmental goals will be different. So, what are his developmental goals? Higher family income. Then also he wants higher family income. He is very rich, but then also he want to become more rich. Better education to their children. They wanted to educate their children more and more so that they can become more successful than themselves, and they also send their children to abroad also. You have listened this many times, to settle their higher children abroad. This is the example I have given to you. Now let us move forward. Method of measuring national development. So basically we have studied about development till here, that everybody needs different type of development. Some need better wages, more days of work, some need higher income, sending their children to abroad. So these are their developmental measures. For you also, your developmental measures will be the exam should be conducted online, not offline. So these are your all developmental ideas. So how do we measure it in nationality? Because there are so many people in our nation, no? So how can we fix a set of data so that this could be considered as their development? This is very big question, and there are so many things, like we can take health also as a factor, we can take education also as a factor, we can take income also as a factor. So what have we taken? We have taken, yes, you are right, we have taken income level. So what is a national income? It refers to the market values of all goods and services which produced in financial year within the country. So many of your parents also plays share market, I think. So ask them about it. What does this mean? They they always say I have lost, I have gained. There are so many things they did know. So that market value is the value of our country which falls, gains, and sometimes it is stable also. So that is considered as our national income. Do you think so? No, you are wrong. What is our country's national income? We find our country's national income by the average income by per capita income. So how it is find out? So there are so many people in our country. We divide them by their we divide our national income by the total number of people in our country, and then we will get an average amount. But do you think the average amount that we get is same for all? Think like our average income comes 500 rupees, just for an example, and then there is a person who earns 800 rupees and there is a person who earns 100 rupees only. Is this fair? Is this according to the our average income? No, not at all. But to show our average income, we use this method only. For example, consider Mukesh Ambani's salary or income and consider the income of your housemaid. Do you think both have the same average income? No, na? That is not possible for them. But then also, to find an average income, we use this formula, that the total national income by the total population. Now, you just don't think, how will the maid feel like I am getting this much average income, but in reality, I am getting this much only. So, that's not the concept here. We are here to learn just about average income. What is that? So, per capita income is equals to total income by total population. So, now let us move forward. So, now what do you mean by national development? So, in national development, there are factors that we choose above. That these are the things that on which we have to focus, like health, education, income level, national income. These are the factors that we choose in above. So, national development means we have to gather more education, we have to improvise our health conditions, and we have to grow our national income. So that's the basic concept of national development. So now let us move forward. World Development Report. So what do you mean by World Development Report? So now let us focus on this chapter. So above we saw that we have chosen income to classify our country that it is good or not. So Like that only World Development Report has also chosen a criteria to classify high income countries and low income countries, and they use that criteria as the income level of country. So now let us see what are the income levels. So with examples we will see. According to the 2006 World Development Report, dollar 1,66 per annum and above in 2004 are called rich countries. So in 2006, those countries who are having dollar 1,66 per annum or above are considered as rich country. And again, when the countries with a per capita income of $825 or less per annum in 2004 are considered as low income countries. And in the year 2004, India's PCI was a mere dollar 620 per annum. So you can see that India is below, and its income is also very low that time. But that was the old case, and in your book, the new one is also written, so you have to see what is the new one. Now we have discussed what the World Development Report has taken its criteria for comparison to countries. So now, what are the limitations of per capita income comparison of two countries? So now let us see. Countries' monthly income of citizen in 2007 was rupees, sorry, was in rupees it was 9,200. But do you think everyone was able to get this much income? No, na. That's true, because I have also given you the example of Mukesh Ambani and the maid, and this thing is going to tell us that only. So, for country X, think a person earns rupees 8,500. Second person earns rupees 9,500. Third person earns rupees 8,800, and fourth one earns rupees 9,000, and fifth one earns rupees 9,200, and the average income monthly income was given was rupees 9,000. Does everyone in the country X are earning rupees 9,000? Not at all now. Some are earning very less than that, not very less, but earning little less than that, and some are earning exactly 9,000, and some are earning more than 9,000. For country Y, let's take another example. First person earns 500, second also 500, third also 500, fourth also 500, and fifth one is earning 43,000. And its per capita income will come also again 9,000. Now look here also. Does everyone earning here are earning 9,000 only? No, not at all. The fifth person is too much rich here. He is earning 43,000, and the other four are just earning rupees 500. Is this also good for them? But when we give our average income or per capita income of per person, we always give our average income. But this is not at all necessary that everybody would earn that much rupees only, because this is not our Ram Rajya. So if you still don't understand about the comparison above, you can also see an image was given in your book about a chair and some people. So there are five peoples and five chairs. In the first case, all of them can have a seat at the chair, and in the second case, all the four persons were sitting at a single chair, and all the four chairs that were left outside, at that only one person is sitting, and from that image you can also understand this topic only. So now we will come to our next topic, that is income and human development. So what are the income and human development that is taken? HDR Human Development Report published by UNDP. So what is UNDP? It is United Nations Development Programs that compares countries based on educational level of the people, their health status and per capita income. So what does UNDP do? They only compares country based on their educational levels, health status and per capita income. Human development indicators. So what are the human development indicators? Here we have four types of that, and which will definitely come in your exam of 1 marks. First one is our infant mortality rate. What do you mean by it? It indicates the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 lives. So, what does this indicate? It indicates that the number of children that are dying before celebrating their first birthday as a proportion of 1,000 more children like them. Okay. Now, next topic is our literacy rate. So, what do you mean by literacy rate? For example, let's say I say you are very literate. So, what do you understand by it? You understand from it that you are very educated. So, literacy rate is also the educational rate. It measures the proportion of literate population in the 7 and above age group. So, what does it do? It measures the proportion of literate population of the age group that are 7 and above ages. Net attendance ratio. So, from the word attendance, you may be thinking about the school attendance. That's correct. What this topic want to tell you is this only. It is the total number of children of age group 6 to 10 attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. So, the total number of children between the age group of 6 to 10 that are attending school as a percentage of all the total number of children that were of the same age group. Means, let's suppose with I will give you an example. There are 4 children that are between the age of 6 to 10 and only one of them is going to school. So what their net attendance ratio will become? That will become 1:4. So only 25% of children were going to school. For example, let's take some more numbers, like there are 50 people in the age group between 6 to 10 and only 25 people are going there to the school. So the ratio of the people that are going to school is given by 25 by 50, that is 1:2. That means only 50% of the students are going to school. And this is what we call net attendance ratio. Our next one is sex ratio. It is the total number of female per thousand of males. So, how many females are there in per thousand of male? Suppose there are 500 people in a country, and from that there are only 100 females and 400 males. So, the ratio of female by male will be given by 1:5. That is only how much females are there, that is 1:5. So this is what is called a sex ratio. So now let us move forward. Sustainable development. In the starting of this video lecture, I told you about sustainable development that were taken by the United Nations and that should be achieved by 2030. And there were how many goals? There were 17 goals. So what do you mean by sustainable development? The word sustainable means something which is not short-lived but can continue in future also. So for example, you have a laptop. Will it always work? There is some point of time in which it will get destroyed also. Yes or no? So sustainable means that you have something and that should stay forever in future also. So according to Robert Repetto, sustainable development is a development strategy that manages all natural resources and human resources as well as financial and physical assets for increasing long-term wealth and well-being. So what does it state? That without compromising the needs of the present and also getting it safe for the future comings, this type of development is called sustainable development, because we also know what is the meaning of sustainable. So it is very easy for us to know what is sustainable development. Objective or features of sustainable development. So what are the objectives or features of sustainable development? Let us read that. Sustained rise in the real per capita income and quality of life. So what are its features? It states that our per capita income should increase and our quality of living should also enhance. Reduction in pollution. Suppose you have too much money and you are living in Delhi, but are you free from pollution? Let's forget about this. There are In the last few years, we saw coronavirus. Even it entered the body of richer peoples and even in the body of poor peoples. We saw that income does not mean everything. Because if you have so much income, then also you are living in a city that is more polluted. And even if you are getting COVID, then also your income doesn't mean anything to you. Rational use of natural resources. We should use our natural resources very carefully to fulfill the requirement of future generations. So we need to fulfill the requirements of future generation. That is what you mean by sustainable development. From this was our last topic of this chapter, and our chapter ends by this. And thanks for watching for till end here. And I will meet you in our next video. तब तक के लिए take care and bye bye guys.